Hello and welcome back to my blogcast. On today's episode, we will be talking about the mysterious disappearance of Dan Cooper, or D.B. Cooper. On November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving, a nondescript man who appeared to be in his mid-40s and about 6 feet tall bought a $20 ticket from Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305. He gave them the name of Dan Cooper, which later turned out to be fake. Shortly after takeoff from Portland at around 3 p.m., he handed a flight attendant a note which entailed that he had a bomb in his briefcase with him and that he wanted her to sit with him. He then proceeded to open up the briefcase just a little bit and have her see what was in it, which was just a bundle of wires and some red sticks and a battery. Cooper then told her to write down on a note and take it to the pilot. The note said that he wanted 4 parachutes and $200,000 in $20 bills, worth about $2.1 million in today's money. After the flight landed in Seattle, Cooper released the 36 passengers when authorities provided the money and parachutes. However, he forced 2 pilots and a flight engineer and a flight attendant to remain on the plane with him. After it refueled, he ordered the pilot to fly to New Mexico, or Mexico City. Per his instructions, the plane flew under 10,000 feet at a speed slower than 200 knots. At around 10 p.m. between Seattle and Reno, Nevada, widely believed to be near Ariel, Washington, Cooper lowered the rear steps and jumped. He then disappeared with the money with him. The FBI launched what would become one of the largest and most exhausting investigations in its history, known as NORJAC, Northwest Hijacking. Initially, the agency believed that Cooper knew both planes and the area, and it was speculated that he served in the military, probably as a paratrooper. Later, however, it was decided that he was not an expert skydiver because the jump was too dangerous, and he failed to notice that his reserve parachute was sewn shut for its training use. The agency reported that it looked at some 800 suspects in the first 5 years, with almost all being eliminated. Some were ruled out on basic DNA that was eventually recovered from D.B. Cooper's tie after he took off before jumping out of the plane. One prime suspect was Richard Floyd McCoy, who was arrested for a similar crime several months later. However, he was eliminated as a suspect partly because he did not match the description provided by the 2 flight attendants. While serving his sentence, McCoy made a fake gun and escaped from prison, but was killed in a shootout with law enforcement. Many suspected that Cooper, who was outfitted in a business suit, trench coat, and loafers, did not survive. At the altitude and the winds were more than 200 miles an hour, and the parachute he used could not be steered. In addition, he would have landed in a rugged, heavily wooded area years after a dead-end leads. Investigators had received a break in 1980 when a boy found a decaying parachute containing $5,800. It was burned along the Columbian River north of Portland, with some 20 miles from Ariel. The serial numbers of the money, of which all $20 bills, matched those from the ransom. However, following an extensive search, nothing further was discovered. Although the FBI continued to receive tips in 2016, D.B. Cooper has still not been identified. Most of the money, other than the $5,800, were not found. And nothing has ever came of this weird case of Dan Cooper, or why he wanted the money, why he decided to jump out of the plane at such a low altitude in horrible conditions. If they did think he was a paratrooper, he would have known better. But that's all I have on today's episode. Thank you.